Hello and welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. I have some did you knows that I wanted to share because I'm making this video for perhaps someone who was like me, or maybe you love somebody who was like me, who found themselves stuck in some hard places mentally. So my first did you know is, did you know that 73% of people experience stress that impacts their mental health? 48% of people have trouble sleeping because of stress, and 76% of adults reported experiencing at least one symptom in the last month physically as a result of stress. And I think most of us can relate to being in one of those statistics at least once in our lives. But I think that there are many of us who are finding ourselves or have found ourselves in those categories for far too long. And it's for that reason that I like to talk about emotions and emotional regulation, because I don't believe that it was taught as well as emotional suppression was taught. So let's first just start by just an overview of your emotions, because I think sometimes because we can't see them, people have a hard time really understanding it. It's easy to say it's not real because you can't see them, but they show up every day in how we connect with each other, but most importantly, how we connect with ourselves. So emotion, scientifically speaking, when you break the word down, is energy in motion. So it's the energy that's traveling through your body, and your emotions matter because they influence your thoughts, your behavior, your overall well-being. They actually provide a lot of good information if you lean into it, if you're in tune with it. But if you ignore it, and this is where suppressing your emotions comes into play. If you ignore your emotions for a long time, it starts to be like, imagine yourself to be a kindergarten teacher and you have 25 children in your classroom and everyone wants your attention, and you continually just ignore it. But they don't go away because they actually really need you. They have to tell you something. That's what it can be like if you are ignoring your emotions. Can you imagine how that feels mentally? And then you're going throughout the course of your life just trying to cope the best that you can when you have so much going on up here. So it's important to, again, express yourself, let it out in some capacity. If you ignore your emotions for too long, just like these statistics that we started this video off with, it can negatively impact your health, negatively impact your relationships, negatively impact your life. Stress comes because our hormones in our bodies are trying to get us to be balanced. But I think sometimes we forget that we have the power to think ourselves free. We can control our emotions, our thoughts, all of those things by just being aware of it, noticing how we feel throughout the day, and making some kind of intentional effort to change or just do something a little bit differently. Pause for the cause. When you feel yourself getting a little bit too riled up, a little bit too emotional, you just do something different. Emotional regulation is definitely helpful to make sure that you have the clarity that you need to be the best you that you can be, and you deserve that. I just want to also read some quotes, because I think when we don't express our emotions when we need to, again, it keeps you stuck. And I know a couple of shorts and a video about just being stuck in your feelings or just feeling the heal and expressing yourself, but it's true. A lot of the times trauma keeps us trapped where we experienced it. So it could be an age, it could be a location, it could be a lot of things, because we're all different, right? But this is a quote from Dr. Joe Dispenza, who says, "We cannot create a new future by holding on to the emotions of the past." So remember that we can't change the past, but we can definitely appropriately and accurately process how we feel about the past so that we can make a conscientious effort going forward to do something different, to really heal from it, to learn from it, so that we can not find ourselves in that place again. And another quote that I'd like to share is from Dr. Nicole LaPera, who states that teaching people how to regulate their emotions is crime prevention, it's addiction prevention, It's the path to a world where people can disagree and still respect each other. And that I just think is phenomenal because we are in charge of how we feel. And we are in charge of our actions. We have to own them at the end of the day, no matter how we felt that led us to, a certain behavior. We still have to own it. Sometimes it's not our fault, the way that we feel or the situations that we have been put in, but it is our responsibility to heal. And our feelings, again, I'll always say that they are valid, but that doesn't make your actions appropriate, okay, by any means. We have to respect people's boundaries and respect them as people, no matter what they did or no matter how, they made us feel. It's just the right thing to do, to always choose love, because that will always free us up. And once we get inside of our minds a little bit more, where we can empathize with ourselves, when you get curious with your feelings instead of judging your feelings, you're able to do that with other people too. You can empathize greater with them, maybe get curious about how they feel, and it can help you support and connect with them all the more better. And as you can imagine, it would lead to that harmonious kind of place that Dr. LaPera kind of mentioned, where we can disagree but still respect each other, where I might not have liked the way you handled something, but it's okay. That's your choice. I can go over here and make my own choice. And it doesn't mean that there's any love lost, but we respect each other. We respect our emotions. We respect our boundaries because we can self-regulate. So definitely do the things that we have to do to be more empathetic with ourselves. Know that you can regulate your emotions and know that, again, it's for you. You deserve it. It's possible because you matter.